One of hockey's great rivalries delivered again, as the United States defeated Canada 3-1 in a fiery Four Nations face-off game. The first 9 seconds saw 3 separate fights break out, setting the tone for an intense showdown at Montreal's Bell Centre. Once the gloves were back on, Canada struck first. Drew Doughty's pinpoint pass found Connor McDavid in stride, and the Oilers superstar sliced through the U.S. defense before roofing a shot past Connor Hellebuyck. But Team USA answered quickly. Jack Eichel connected with Jake Guentzel, who slipped a low-angle wrister past Jordan Binnington to even the score. The U.S. took control in the second period. A turnover during a Canadian line change proved costly, as Matt Boldy intercepted the puck and set up Dylan Larkin. With a quick fake, Larkin froze defenseman Travis Sanheim and snapped a shot past Binnington, giving the U.S. a 2-1 lead. As the third period wore on, Canada pushed hard for the equalizer. Their forecheck disrupted the American breakout, forcing several dump-and-chase plays. But despite generating pressure, they couldn't find a way past Hellebuyck, who remained sharp when tested. Meanwhile, at the U.S. bench, Matthew Tkachuk was absent from the action after telling the coaching staff, "I can't go." Canada pulled Binnington for an extra attacker with just over 2 minutes left. But the gamble backfired. Dylan Larkin corralled the puck in the neutral zone and found Guentzel, who buried his second of the night into the empty net, sealing the victory. The win guarantees Team USA a place in the Four Nations face-off final, regardless of Monday's result against Sweden. Meanwhile, Canada, Sweden, and Finland remain locked at 2 points each, setting up a dramatic final round of games. After the game, Brady Tkachuk addressed the early fights, saying they happened pretty organically. His brother Matthew had decided to go first, and Brady coordinated with Canada's Sam Bennett for the second scrap. The third fight, JT Miller versus Colton Parayko, completed the chaotic opening sequence. Despite the early fireworks, the game settled into a battle of structure and execution. Canada's late push created chances, but the U.S. stayed disciplined, forcing play to the outside and protecting their lead. As the final horn sounded, Team USA celebrated a hard-fought victory, while Canada turned their focus to a must-win showdown with Finland. At stake? A place in the championship game. The Bell Centre crowd was electric as the United States and Canada took the ice for their Four Nations face-off matchup. Michelle Kwan introduced Team USA, but was met with loud boos, likely due to her American jersey rather than personal animosity. Meanwhile, Georges St-Pierre received a warm welcome while introducing Canada. Fans wearing light-up necklaces created an intense atmosphere for the highly anticipated showdown. The game began with immediate fireworks. Within the first 9 seconds, 3 separate fights erupted, setting a physical tone. Once the action resumed, Canada struck first. Drew Doughty found Connor McDavid, who sliced through the defense before roofing a shot past Connor Hellebuyck. The Americans quickly responded as Jack Eichel set up Jake Guentzel, who beat Jordan Binnington from a tight angle to even the score. In the second period, a costly Canadian turnover during a line change allowed Matt Boldy to feed Dylan Larkin, who faked out Travis Sanheim before burying a shot past Binnington, giving Team USA a 2-1 lead. Canada pushed hard in the third, keeping the pressure on with an aggressive forecheck, but Hellebuyck remained solid. Notably, Matthew Tkachuk was absent from the ice after telling the coaching staff he couldn't continue. With 2 minutes left, Canada pulled Binnington for an extra attacker, but the move backfired. Larkin intercepted a neutral zone pass and set up Guentzel for his second goal, an empty netter that secured Team USA a 3-1 victory. The win guaranteed the Americans a spot in the championship game, regardless of their upcoming match against Sweden. Canada, Finland, and Sweden are now locked at 2 points each, setting up a thrilling final round of games. Off the ice, Canada faced roster challenges. Cale Makar was ruled out due to illness, forcing an emergency call-up for Thomas Harley, who had no prior practice with the team. Meanwhile, Travis Sanheim made his tournament debut in place of the injured Shea Theodore. Sportsbooks had pegged the Americans as slight favorites, and experts predicted a tight contest. Some projected a Canadian victory due to their elite forward depth, while others expected a high-scoring affair. Ultimately, the game's outcome proved that the U.S. power play and disciplined defensive structure made the difference. This historic rivalry has seen many memorable moments, from Canada's Olympic gold medal wins in 2002 and 2010 to Team USA's triumph in the 1996 World Cup of Hockey. With a potential rematch looming in the final, the stage is set for another chapter in this fierce competition. Looking ahead, Canada must regroup for a crucial match against Finland, while the Americans prepare for Sweden. With the championship game approaching, every point counts in the battle for international hockey supremacy.